I picked this up used, and I've been wanting to change that cord for a while. But now I have my primary grinder, which is by far a way better grinder. All right, so the next thing I want to do here is try to seal up this crack. Found this on the side of the road. These are almost $50 brand new. Mainly because these are some of the best nozzles you can get for gas cans. I'm not sure what they used, but it didn't work. So I picked this up. I'm gonna try to use this. I never used it. See how it goes. So this stuff almost looks just like rubber cement. It says that it's gas and oil resistant. So I'm just gonna put it along this crack. It takes about, 15 minutes to cure? Being very liberal with this. It's almost like rubber cement. Definitely smells like it. So I've been having some issues with my welder, and I wanted to start making some more projects with it. And I noticed when I get to really thick stuff, it has a lot of issues. Now I know it is only 115 volt, but the way it's welding isn't close to even that when I did it before. And the metal I was welding is about this thick. So what I want to do is, I have this old lawnmower blade. I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to use it to run some beads, and I'm going to change settings as I go so I can kind of find my sweet spot when I'm welding about 3/16 inch of a product. All right, I cleaned up both of these just so I have a couple to work with. And then I'm gonna try welding them together after I run some beads. Just wanna make sure it wasn't a grounding issue. So I just went and checked the panel to at least start off where the recommended settings are. And we're gonna be on high and 2. And then as we go, and we're doing flux core, and as we go, I will adjust with wire speed as well. I can tell already the wire speed's too fast. It's pushing the gun back. I'm gonna turn that down significantly. That's too slow. That's way better. So it doesn't have issues. Pulling up now. That was pushing back. This was too slow. that was right in the middle. Now, it's, you know, it's not pretty or nothing, but it was pulling up. I'm able to do a bead. So let's try to weld these two together. That worked out great. Still got some spatter going on, but that just welded two 3/16 inch lawnmower blades together. So I'm not sure what the problem I was having yesterday, but that looks really nice. All right, so I have another project idea that I wanted to do, and it's going to involve these pieces of rebar. And I want to make a coffee mug tree. So I'm going to clean them up on the wire brush. So I'm out here checking on the gas can. First thing you want to do is take this off because the pressure inside it blew a big bubble. But it's already set up, and it's been about 10-15 minutes. This section needs more time, but check on it when it's fully done. But yeah, you have to take the cap off. All right, so this coffee mug stand, I found at Goodwill. So I want to replicate this using metal. Okay, so the main beam was 15 inches, and then each limb is going to be 3. So I need 6 at 3 inches and 1 at 15, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with the base. I'm still not sure if I want to have like a flat bottom or maybe legs, but we'll have to figure that out. Make a quick reference mark here. 3 inches, 15 inches. That way I don't have to keep breaking out the tape measure. Now I'm going to cut the base for the main stand. So I have to clean this up a little bit yet, but each one of these, if you look at the other one, they're on an angle. So they're not going to be like this, they're going to be like this. So on the grinder, I'm going to put a little bit of an angle on those so it lays a little bit flatter here for when I weld it together. You can see I got generally the same angle for when I weld them on. So for the base, it's about 6 inches on the wooden one. So my idea is gonna go cut these at 4.5 inches. I think that should get it, and weld them on an angle like this. I can tell already they're not on the right angle. Like it will stand, but might have to rethink the base. I don't like how it looks. But in the meantime, we can at least try to weld on the limbs. Come on now. I think I'm going to start at the top here and work my way down. So from each one, it should be 4 inches at least. Got that all tacked up. It's not bad. It's not bad. Welds aren't perfect, but I don't do perfect work. Just gotta figure out a base. A lot of the stuff here is rusty, so I don't get everything here. I like to look for the unique stuff here. They have a lot of industrial machinery that you can rip apart. So you can find big bolts and gears and ball bearings. So it's a lot of fun. There's some gears. Is there a half? Ooh. Oh, that's bearing. Look at this monster. That might work. That's a big ass base though. Ain't no coffee mug getting knocked over if we use that. Freaking thing's 12 inches. That's a little overkill. Oh, look at that. That big ass bolt. Oh, look at that desk. There's freaking outlets in it. Oh, look at that. Look at that drill bit. It's another one. These are freaking handles for valves, for like a riser or pipes. This one might work. I think this is cast iron though. Yeah, see, it says open. Look at that big ass chain. See, I thought something like this would have been cool, but I need it bigger, like about 6 inches. Big ass radiators. Saw some gears down here last time I was here. I want to take a look at them. Even that would work. I don't like the... These are all ball bearings. I'm gonna be making something out of the ball bearings. So I think I'm gonna get the gate valve wheel or handle, whatever you want to call it, because it has the base and the diameter is pretty close. And I think I'm gonna also get this gear. So, got back. These unfortunately aren't going to work because I don't want to continue having to buy something. And also, I want to be able to replicate this versus having a one of a kind. Now, I'm going to make one of a kind items out of these. I'm not too worried about it. I do want to make some lamps, and these would be really good lamp bases. But I misjudged the hole a little bit, and I don't feel like trying to find an insert, drilling or welding it. I want it to kind of look clean, and I also want to be able to replicate this as close as possible every time. So if I use one of those, I can't really do that. So we're going to save these for some lamp bases in the future. So what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to angle the legs, I'm just going to do flush. I'm going to do 3 flush. So I think if I use my angle, that will keep it up and down, and then I'll weld one on, so it'll be like, you know, like that. And I think that will work fairly good. So it all curled up, so we gotta fix that. All right, grinded off the bottom, hammered them a little bit, but my only concern is it tipping right there. So I'm gonna cut this off and cut these apart and make it a 4. That way oh, let me get cups and see if it even will be an issue. I mean, the base on this, I think the base to ours is wider. And that's a larger cup. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Got that one. Yep. It wants to go. It's better when they're it's pretty sturdy, but you know, when someone goes to take a mug off, it's gonna shift the weight. It's not too bad. So I think I'm gonna cut this off and I'm gonna put 4, because I'd rather have a customer or myself not worry about it than, you know, them trying to figure out which mug to come off. I think it would just be better for me to design it, you know, with 4 instead of 3, because there's too much of a risk for it to topple over. So I'm gonna cut the one off and then weld 2 more on. Might even have to cut 2 off and then weld 3 on. Yeah, that looks way better. So we'll pretty much go opposite ends of each other, like a cross. Let's go and grind it flat now. That's way better. Way better.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's way better.
Ain't going nowhere. I came over here to check on this, and this hardened up great. It's not leaking at all. So let's see how it holds up in the long term. But so far it hardened up and sealed it up. Like I said, these gas cans ain't cheap. Alright, so I decided to make little nubs. And I'm gonna weld them here. So that way the handles will stop and they'll stick a little bit further out from hitting here. Plus, I think it will kind of make it look more like a tree. So I cut out 6 little pieces, wire brushed them down so they're smooth. And now I'm going to clamp them on. And weld them. And I think that will look a lot better too.
Oh, that's way better.
I like it.